Hey everybody, I'm John Swantek. Welcome to the latest installment of Match Play. Here's how it works. 3 topics to be debated by 2 participants, and in the end, I will crown one champion. This week's gentleman going head-to-head, Fred Albers from the PGA Tour Network on SiriusXM Radio, covering the action from week to week, and 3-time Tour champion Chris DiMarco, the co-host of Opinionated on the PGA Tour Network. A little bit later on, we'll discuss the 18th hole at Kapalua, and in about 90 seconds, Geoff Ogilvy's chances for a three-peat at the Hyundai Tournament of Champions. But our first topic involves the world golf ranking, and it goes to Fred Albers. Currently, Lee Westwood, Tiger Woods, and Martin Kaymer are the top 3 players in the world, Fred. Will any of them be number 1 at the end of the season?
I don't think Lee Westwood will be number 1, and I think Martin Kaymer will have a good year, but I think Tiger Woods regains his slot as number 1 in the world, and a couple reasons for that. One, he's going to play more events. He played just 12 events last season. He normally averages 17 events. That doesn't sound like a big discrepancy, but it's almost a third reduction in the schedule. For one, Tiger needs to play a little bit just to get used to playing tournament golf again, and 2, he needs to rack up more points. The more often you play, the more chance you have to increase those world rankings.
Chris, a lot of question marks surrounding Tiger to start this season. Obviously, can he regain his number 1 status?
You know, I agree. I think that Tiger Woods will be back on number 1. The golf course is a tough place to be when you're not focused. You know, the one thing I've always said about Tiger, he's always been the most focused guy ever. And when you have personal problems going on and it takes away from your focus on the golf course, you're not going to compete too well. I think that you're going to see a big gap between 1 and 2 again, and everybody's going to be talking about, 2010 is not his best year, but 2011 as his comeback year. He might get comeback player of the year, which would be kind of ironic, so to speak. But, Tiger Woods, I think, will be number 1 for sure.
I no longer think Tiger is the default number 1 player in the world. Both those guys like Tiger this year, so I'm going to say they have the first hole. Let's move on to our second topic. In about 90 seconds, we'll discuss the dramatic finishing hole at Kapalua. But first, let's discuss a guy who is certainly familiar with it, Chris, and it's Geoff Oglivy, who goes for the three-peat at the Hyundai Tournament of Champions. Can he win 3 straight, as his countryman Stuart Appleby did a few years back?
I mean, obviously, he likes to place. You know, it's a tough thing to do. Geoff has always played really well early on in the year and then kind of faltered and then maybe had a couple good tournaments here or there. But he hasn't been a season-long competitive guy as far as consistency. I don't like the chances. I think 3 times in a row is pretty hard to do. I know Stuart did it there, and it doesn't happen often on our tour, so I don't think it's going to happen.
Fred, good course for Aussies, the Plantation course. Can Ogilvy do it?
Well, a tour official told me one time, when the wind blows, just watch the Aussies move up the leaderboard. And that certainly holds true where at the Plantation course in Kapalua, you have fierce winds. Geoff Ogilvy did not play well his first couple trips, but then some local knowledge starts kicking in, and he becomes friendly with the golf course, and he wins 2 in a row. But I have to agree with Chris. Like I said, the odds are just long of any player, for any reason, winning 3 times in a row.
I think Ogilvy can do it. I think his trend of playing his best golf early in the season has been very strong the last couple of years. So the boys have halved the second topic as well. Somebody's got to win this last topic to win this installment of Match Play. It goes to Chris DiMarco, the home hole at the Plantation course. Chris, you know it. You've played there. It's more than 660 yards long, but you can get home in 2, and an eagle can win it on Sunday. Is it the most exciting finishing hole on tour?
It is certainly one of the most exciting holes on tour. I don't think it's the most exciting hole. You know, at Kapalua, you have all that room right where at least you can bring it in from the right, and it comes down onto the green, and the green feeds towards the hole, and you can get away with the so-so shot. I love when an eagle can be made or a double bogey can be made, and I think, the 18th hole at the Bob Hope at the Palmer course, I think that brings it all into play. I really do.
Fred, that's a good point. You can make 3 on that hole, but maybe not enough trouble for a dramatic finishing hole. What do you think?
Not only isn't it the best finishing hole on tour, it's not even the best finishing hole in the West Coast swing. You know, you have 18 at Riviera, tremendous golf hole. Bob Hope brings, big numbers in. And Pebble Beach 18 is tremendous. You know, it's a wonderful view. It's a fun hole to watch. It's a unique hole, but best on tour, not even the best on the West Coast.
Decisive points made by Fred Albers, who wins topic number 3 and takes this installment of Match Play against Chris DiMarco. Gentlemen, thanks for the time. Well played.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you. And my number 1 prediction, Chris DiMarco plays at Kapalua next year.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I feel the same way.